Alright, let's see how this video is going to go. 7. Not great. Hey everyone, or it's good to see you again, travelers. I'm Rob. I'm the voice and writer and animator of Tusken. My players contribute the voices to Great Tower episodes. My wife does a lot of the art for it. Didn't really expect to ever show my face on this channel, but things are happening this week in Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't have time to animate a thing about it. So this is kind of like a channel update. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons without the OGL 1.0. It was high school. 3.0 came out very soon after 3.5. We picked that up, and that's kind of D&D's been the game that we play at my table for a while. Started as a player, very quickly transitioned to DM, and for me, like, I didn't experience Dungeons and Dragons pre third-party publishers being out there. I'm used to going into a gaming store and I can get the core books, but I can also get books for settings and equipment and monsters that Wizards of the Coast didn't have the time, resources, or willpower to put into existence. So Dungeons and Dragons, it could be anything. We play Dungeons and Dragons as Haunted West games. We play Dungeons and Dragons as modern Magic in the Modern setting games. We play Dungeons and Dragons, the horror setting. It was adaptable. You just pick up a book from Green Ronin or Kobold Press or any others that were just cheaply available on paperback at used bookstores and game stores, and you try it out with your friends. So this channel is actually, it's a very small, I realize it's a very small channel, but I'm still very proud of it, and I'll tell you why. I, as a dungeon master, as someone who loves Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop games, I've always had a little bit of imposter syndrome around it, that my players weren't having enough fun for me, for my stuff to be worthy of being published. My stories weren't good enough to retell. Only since the start of this channel have I been like, I've gotten the feedback from people who weren't at my table who said, we would like to play these at our table. You should make sheets for these. My plan this year was to relaunch the Patreon with not only early access to the animations, and maybe live streams and stuff like that, where you see me doing that stuff, but my plan was also to release formatted content pages of the things you've been seeing in the episodes, and some other stuff that, like, maybe doesn't get a whole episode, but we could do a grab bag sort of thing. That's off the table now, because that was all going to be 5e compatible, and there's no indicator that that's going to be allowed in the future. I am disappointed with what I've been hearing about what's going to happen to the open game license, and at this point, even if Wizards drops it as a current plan, they've shown that this is something that they're going to follow through with, and I can't trust that they won't try it again. The biggest thing about the OGL 1.1 is that they intend to use it to disregard the OGL 1.0, and despite many lawyers online saying that's not the way it works, despite the man who created the OGL, or the man mainly responsible for the OGL 1.0, saying that's not how it works. I, as a creator, don't have the resources or patience or willpower to fight Hasbro's lawyers. So, to just cover my own thing, the channel's going to go through some changes. I have to go through the old videos. Anything that could be Wizards of the Coast content, I'm going to have to edit and re-upload. We're just removing anything that could be construed as from Dungeons and Dragons. So as it pertains to my content, because I still want to make those pages, I still want there to be stats with the magic items, the monsters, the dungeons I create, so that you can play them at your table if you like what I do. My plan currently is the first open source system I find that I enjoy playing, that's what I'm going to make content for in the foreseeable future. I'm sure there are open source games out there currently that I'm just unaware of. If you know of any, please put them, drop me a comment, let me know about them. I've got a system that I've been tinkering with, which if released, will come out under Creative Commons. I've played with tabletop design for a number of years, and I think this is just the kick I need to see if now is the time to make my own open source RPG tabletop system. Also, I haven't talked about it much on this channel, but this last year I've been coming out with my own games. I've been designing games for a while, but finally I thought I had things at a good enough level to start releasing them. But again, haven't talked about much on this channel. This channel's been for Dungeons and Dragons, fluff, and animations. But with everything happening in tabletop and me being in front of the camera, might as well talk about my games. Card game camp this year, Thieves Don't Share. In this game, there's a single treasure card on deal. You know someone has it. If it's not you, you're trying to steal it. If it is you, you're trying to discard every other card you have on your turn, do what the card says, and if you are left with just the treasure card in your hand, then you've gotten away. This is available on www.teammanticore.com. If you come across me at a convention, I'll also have a pile of these. It's also on teammanticore.com. You can see the game stores who have it stocked, so you can pick it up from them. I've also been working up my courage for my own game system by designing my own mini games. These are available on my itch.io page. I'll put a link in the description, but it's itch.io Team Manticore. Thank you for calling Hell. Collaborative storytelling game. You take turns making the automated phone system of Hell. This one, you build off of each other until you reach the party that you're calling for. I really love the art on this. The phone is drawn by my lovely wife, Rowan Gold. Go Forth My Minions. In Go Forth My Minions, you are the minions of the big bad evil guy. And he has given you a very simple task. Unfortunately, you are inept. So as you play this game, you as a minion will describe what you do, and if the rolls don't go your way, then your compatriots get to decide how you failed at that very simple task. Dark and Lonely Stars is a very somber game. In it, you are the only humans who will ever see another star system. Your systems will eventually fail, and you're trying to get a message back to Earth about what else is out there before that happens, because it's the only chance Earth has to know what's beyond the darkness. This one you play with a pack of cards, and if you flip the wrong cards, your mission fails. And Between Deep Blues is a game about sharing a raft. As things happen, you'll succeed or fail. If you fail, you have to throw your equipment overboard or lose pieces of your raft. If you lose too many pieces of your raft, you might have to start throwing people overboard as well. While we're not relaunching the Tusken Patreon anytime soon, because I want to make sure it has enough content to be worthwhile, we do have a Patreon for Team Manticore, which is the company under which I release all my games. So if you want behind the scenes of the art, the games, there's a movie that's coming out. We're just in the final stages of setting up the DVD, so I'll have to bring that to film festivals this year. There's plush that benefit charities. There's handcrafted jewelry. If you've been to a convention in the Northeast, you've probably seen us there. So we look forward to seeing you again this year. Yeah. So it's a fun time to be a tabletop player. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for watching this not our normal content. I don't think you'll see me very often in this form. Hopefully it's all Tusken from now on. But we'll see. Like, share, and subscribe. So tacky to do that in the middle of this video. Do you want us to pay attention to you? Do you want to be paid attention to? Give me the camera. I want to see people see what I see as I'm trying to shoot. This is what it looks like from my perspective. I just got that little wolf head cocking back and forth, wondering what I'm doing.